Hello everyone, welcome back to Adventure of a Lifetime. Let's go ahead and continue. She pointed frantically toward a fin cutting through the waves, moving close to us. The fin came rushing up toward us, and just when we thought it would hit the canoe... Look at him go! Hello, Finn. It's good to see you again. He cried as he leaped from the water. And then... Finn the dolphin came down sideways, sending a huge wave of water crashing over us. Finn seemed pleased with the success of his prank. He really was a brat. Then, with a little push from Finn, Chisa boarded the canoe. Chisa patted the tip of his nose, much to Finn's delight. Emily slumped back in relief, though she kept a wary eye on Finn. Yep, our lifesaver. Emily fearfully reached out her hand as Finn moved toward her. Without warning, Finn quickly dodged the outstretched hand and... Finn used his pectoral fin to splash water in Emily's face. Finn took off, squeaking maniacally. Clearly, Finn only increased Emily's distaste for the sea. Should we start heading back? I'm starving. I looked at my watch and realized it was way past lunchtime. Where to? Chisa started up the motor. The outrigger canoe began to glide over the calm sea once more. After 15 minutes or so, Chisa cut the engine. A boat was anchored nearby, apparently a transport for divers. When we looked down into the rather shallow water, we could see divers swimming about below. They had noticed Finn swimming with us and started pointing and taking photos. Chisa casually jumped back into the sea. It's me. I had no idea. It's not like she was out catching sea urchins or shrimp, right? Perhaps she was a guide for the divers. Huh. What's that? That over there. That red thing. Chisa was swimming toward the red mailbox set up on the seafloor. Finn was swimming behind her playfully.
もう邪魔しないの。
Finn wanted to play and it didn't look like he would back off until she joined him. And so they began swimming around playfully under the water. It became an impromptu dolphin show. A single girl and dolphin swam through the sun-bathed waters, the aquatic dance creating a magical atmosphere. The divers swimming nearby started to gather to watch the show. Finn blew out a large ring of bubbles.
よっと。
Chisa swam through the center of the ring. This time he blew out 3 rings, and when Chisa swam through, he followed after her.
すごい。
Chisa looks more alive here than she ever does on land. Eventually, Chisa continued on her way to the mailbox. Once there, she unlocked it and pulled out a net. Chisa's part-time job is collecting mail from the mailbox on the seafloor.
バイバイ。
Chisa waved to the divers, then returned to the surface.
ただいま。
Wow, that's some lung power.
そう？まだまだいけるよ。
Smiling brightly, Chisa set the net from the mailbox on the floor of the canoe. It contained plastic-wrapped letters sent out by divers. Since when is there an underwater mailbox?
観光客向けにね。私が回収して郵便局に持ってくの。
So it was a new service.
お、エミリーどうかした？
Emily stared at Chisa, clearly mesmerized.
なんでもない。
I whispered into Chisa's ear. I think you just got yourself a new fan.
嘘ばっか。海が嫌いなんでしょ、あの子。
I helped the disbelieving Chisa up and into the canoe.
さて、帰ろっか。
With a final wave to the divers, we began our journey back to the island. Damn it, I can't take it anymore. I want to go diving. Christ, we sat down on Omura Beach to eat the food we had just picked up from the supermarket.
何よ急に。
You're having all the fun. I want to go diving too.
勝手に潜ればいいじゃない。
Chisa said bluntly as she bit into her cream-filled pastry.
暑い。食欲出ないわ。
Emily complained that she ate a rice ball, and it had been her idea to eat outside. But I continued my diving tirade. Tirade. I don't know why I said it like that, but whatever. But I need equipment. Plus I can't go alone. You know there's a buddy system. The buddy system was important in scuba diving. When you went diving, you needed a buddy, also known as a partner. As part of a safety system put in place for divers, starting from prep and ending when you both made it back to the surface. There's no exaggeration to call it a diving oath.
私パース。窮屈なんだもん、スクーバ。
That's rich coming from a scuba shop's daughter.
エミリーは？あなた、幽霊船探しに来たんだから、スクーバのライセンスくらい持ってるのよね。
Emily quickly shook her head.
持ってないわ。持ってるわけないじゃない。海が嫌いなのに。あんたね、 それでどうやって海に沈んだ宝物を引き上げるのよ。
問題ないわ。日本の法律ではスクーバダイビングをするのに資格は必要ないもの。
Emily's blind arrogance got to the diving shop's daughter.
ありありよ。つうかあんた、海が怖いとか嫌いとか言っといて何余裕かましてんの？
そりゃあなたみたいには泳げないからちょっとは大変でしょうけど、でも酸素ボンベみたいなのがあれば息はできるんでしょ。なら平気よ。は
Chisa had sat up during her outburst, but sank back into the sand, tired from the entire exchange.
時々いるのよね、こういう困った客。だいたい機材はどうするのよ。
何よ、そんなのお店でレンタルすればいいじゃない。あなたのとこってそういうお店なんでしょ。
言ったな。よーし、やってみろ。
Emily flinched under Chisa's fierce gaze.
いいわ、やってやろうじゃない。なんでダメなのよー。
We had taken Emily to the Ogasawara family diving shop to rent some equipment. But, as expected, Emily was refused and now she was throwing a tantrum.
ちゃんと料金は出すって言ってるじゃない。何かあった時も自己責任ってことでいいし。
はいはい、そこまで。
Chisa apologized to the shop clerk and pulled Emily away.
わかったでしょ。無資格の場合、機材は貸せないの。事故とかあった時、責任取れないもんね。
だからそこは自己責任で。
事故が起こるとスクーバのイメージが悪くなるし、あんたみたいなあからさまなど素人に機材を貸したんじゃ店の良識を疑われちゃうわ。ほんと計画性ゼロ娘ね。
For what it's worth, it only takes 2 days to get a beginner's license.
そんな悠長なことしてる暇はないわ。
Emily would already be on her way back by then. She only had 2 more days in Ogasawara, including today. After we left the shop, Emily was silent, clearly upset with the turn of events. Chisa was watching her from behind, unable to control her irritation as a proud resident of Ogasawara.
騒ぐだけ騒いで幽霊船見つけるどころか海に潜ることもできないじゃない。あんた何しに島に来たわけ？
Chisa. I tried at Chisa for going too far, but she just looked away, her expression adamant that she wasn't in the wrong. And then Emily suddenly blurted out,
海なんて嫌いよ。暗いし怖いし魚なんて全然美味しくないし。
I'll never forgive you. Fish taste terrible? I can't believe how ignorant you are of the blessings of the sea.
何？
ひろき、どうしたの？顔が怖いよ。
I'll show you. I'll show you the true gloriousness that is delicious fish. You know what? I understand. We were at Machiko's cafe to have the seasonal fish platter for dinner, and after Emily took a bite, her eyes went wide. She took a second mouthful, then a third, before she became unstoppable.
お肉じゃないのに美味しい。
Told ya.
これひろきが作ったの？
She said, unable to hide her disbelief as she ate. Yep. I was feeling quite self-satisfied. My grandma watched from the corner, more than disgruntled.
お客には到底出せないまかない料理だよ。
Machiko's cafe opened in the evening. Even so, the food was quite good, so we were always busy. And even though Grandma's legs were getting worse, she refused to ask for help. So I took it upon myself to play waiter anyway. The fish platter I served Emily was made using her recipe.
へえ、腕を上げたね、ひろき。
おいしい。今朝もベーコンエッグ作ってくれたよね。ヒロくん、本当に料理が得意なんだ。プロみたい。
プロみたいっていうか、目指してるもんね、料理人を。
そうなの？
Yeah. When I put on the apron, I felt whole. It's more than just a uniform for me. After I graduated, I wanted to go to culinary school. But my parents are totally against it. They want me to go to regular university.
私も反対だよ。特にうちの店を継ぎたいなんてなね。
Honestly, I was expecting more support from you. It's your grandchild that wants to carry on your legacy.
ありがた迷惑とはこのことだね。カフェマチコは私の店さ。誰にも譲る気はないよ。
Stubborn old biddy.
クソガキ。
Ugh. Emily's expression was dark as she listened to the warm exchange between grandmother and grandson.
どうしたの、エミリー？
I bet the fish was too delicious for her. They still like grilled fish, sashimi, paella. She'll never have time to try it all. But Emily just shook her head. Once I realized she had been overwhelmed by the deliciousness of the food, I became nervous. Uh-oh. You didn't like it?
私ってなんてちっぽけなんだろうって。
Emily curled in on herself, sinking solo into her chair that her hair almost touched the ground.
何にも考えてなさそうって思ってたヒロ君はちゃんとした夢を持ってて。
Wait, you really thought that?
野生児みたいな知性はみんなから必要とされてて。
おい、誰が野生児だ？
なのに私は独りよがりで空回りしてて、自分が誰なのかもわからない。
What?
ごちそうさま。
Emily said as she finished up her meal and set her chopsticks aside. She left the table and headed to her room.
おやすみなさい。
I wonder what she's so down about.
さあ、プライドだけは一人前みたいだわね。
Once the evening rush was over, I left the shop to walk Chisa home.
別にいいのに。
Yeah, it's no big deal. Compared to the city center, this area is quite safe. Most people didn't even lock their doors. It was a tiny island, so if someone did commit a crime, they'd have to wait for the next ferry to get away.
親切だね。
I told you, this is nothing.
私じゃなく、あの子に。
Well, it's my fault she got stuck on the island. I couldn't tell if Chisa was listening or not as she stared at me with a blank expression. Anyway, it's fun. Thanks to her.
何が？
Looking for the ghost ship. I'd first come to Ogasawara when I was in 3rd grade. After that, I would come to spend every summer here. One day while playing around the cafe, I met a girl the same age as me. We spent our days exploring and becoming close friends. Once I started junior high though, summer club activities kept me away. We went a long time without seeing each other. I never dreamed there'd be this kind of adventure waiting after so many years away.
なんであんたはそんなに小笠原の海が好きかね。
You're one to talk.
私は別にそういうんじゃないもん。この島に生まれたってだけでさ。
Chisa seemed overly apathetic. I wondered if she was upset about something. Speaking of this ghost ship, remember that time I got caught in a current and nearly became a ghost myself? Chisa?
いつまで子供みたいなこと言ってるのよ。ほんと、成長したのは見た目だけね。
You're one to talk about looking grown up. Chisa stopped short and hastily zipped up her sweater, hiding her chest.
ヒロキはエッチになったね。
That's not what I meant. Chisa stuck out her tongue, then spun around and started running. What is with her? I blurted out as I watched her run home. I had thought that she was the same girl inside, despite how she looked now. But maybe I was wrong. The thought of my childhood friend truly growing up saddened me. It was Emily's 3rd day on the island. Same as yesterday, we took the outrigger canoe out in the morning to check out ghost ship sighting spots. But nothing turned up. Finding sunken ships is probably pretty hard, even for the professionals. A few amateurs searching for a couple of days weren't likely to find anything. The girls had clearly lost all motivation.
はあ。
That afternoon, we went back for lunch and to regroup. We sat by the Futami Port lighthouse and stared out to sea, eating ice cream.
大きくなってからする宝探しなんてこんなもんよ。宝物があるって信じられなければ、だんだん自分たちがバカに見えてくる。
Come on, don't talk like that.
トレジャーハントしに島に来たというご本人が意気消沈しちゃってるじゃない。
Emily sighed weakly and ate her cup of ice cream. She had been in a dark mood since dinner last night.
テンションの落差が激しい子ね。自信満々の時は女王様みたいに振る舞うくせに。
Chisa said as she bit into her lemon lime popsicle. Well, we can't give up now. We still got some time till tomorrow.
でも今夜から台風だって。
What?
台風16号の足が早まったって今朝の天気予報で言ってた。だから少し早めに引き上げないとね。
And yet it was still so sunny.
この調子だと明日入港予定の定期船とぶつかるわね。欠航はないと思うけど、もしかすると入港が遅れるかも。
Nothing short of the rapture would stop the ferries from coming in. But the seas got too rough, it would be harder to sail, and they probably wouldn't stay on schedule. In any case, it looked like Emily was going home tomorrow.
大人にならなきゃいけない時なのね。
Emily said sadly, looking out over the empty Futami port. The picturesque scene looked unchangeable, eternal. That was more feeling than reality. And in reality, everything around, including ourselves, changed constantly.
スクーバーどころか泳げないんでしょ。幽霊船を見つけたところでどのみち宝物とやらは引き上げられないわ。
Chisa stated dryly. Chisa had been in a bad mood since yesterday too.
ねえ、エミリー。幽霊船にどんな宝物が眠ってるの？
Emily didn't answer.
ちょっと調べたんだけど、あの船が沈んだのって私らが生まれた年よね。
We were all in our first year of high school, meaning it sunk 16 years ago.
大切なものよ。
Emily answered curtly, her face set.
ふーん。言いたくないなら別にいいけど。
So, what do we do next? We would never accomplish anything just sitting here eating ice cream.
はあ。
どうするって言われても探すあてもないんだもの。
It looked like they had both given up their hunt already. Well, would you mind joining us for a minute? I don't know where your treasure is, but I'd like to show you ours.
ヒロ君たちの宝物？
You don't mind, do you, Chisa?
ん？あ、まさか。
Chisa grabbed my arm.
あの子をあそこへ連れて行くつもり？
She came all the way to Ogasawara. It'd be a crime to send her home still hating the sea. At the very least, I'd like for her to have one good memory to take back.
ふんと、勝手にしなさい。
You aren't coming?
行く！あんな人気のない場所で2人だけにできるわけないでしょ。
Awesome. I don't know if I could paddle all the way there. Our plan decided, we hurried to leave. We scarfed down the last of our ice cream and then stood up.
私まだ行くって言ってないんだけど。
I ignored Emily, pretending I didn't hear her, as we all headed out to sea once more.
何ここ。
Emily stood on a tiny beach, her jaw hanging open. We used to play here all the time. It was like our secret base out in the ocean. This tiny island was originally a mountain that had appeared in the middle of the ocean, but was worn down by erosion.
南島っていうの、無人島よ。
Alright, let's read this. Minamijima, a small uninhabited island southwest of Chichijima. It features a cave once used by the Japanese military. There is a small bay accessible to small boats through fissure in the cliffs. The only way in was by boat through a large gaping hole in the cliffs. On the other side was an inlet housing the beach where we were all gathered on. There's no exaggeration to say the view was stunning. It was a tiny paradise.
こういう場所、映画で見たことがあるわ。海賊の隠れ家みたい。
感動する気持ちはわかるけど、あんたもちょっとは手伝って。
Chisa and I, and eventually Emily, pull the outrigger canoe out of the water and onto the beach. This island is surrounded by lots of rock formations, so bigger cruise ships can't get too close.
カヌーくらい小さければいいけどね。
The Ogasawara Islands were formed by volcanic eruptions, which is why they look more like mountains sticking up out of the sea. Additionally, due to this type of formation, there are very few shallow beaches and lots of rocky cliffs. Quite different from the seas around the Okinawan Islands. Wow, it's just like I remember.
綺麗な島だけど、あんまり人が来ないからね。
The beach ran right up to the rocks, which only led to large rocky hills. There are hardly even any plants growing. As you climbed up higher, entrances to caves could be found too. This is the perfect spot for kids to play.
よっしゃー、泳ぐか。
Chisa stripped down to her swimsuit.
わーって。
Screaming like a small kid, she took off running and dived into the water. Crap, she has all the fun. I should have worn my trunks. After Chisa went under, it would be a while before she came back up. Those that didn't know better might start to worry. Anyway, this place is really nice. I'm sure even you could relax here, Emily.
そんな気分じゃないんだけど。幽霊船は見つけられないし、私は明日には帰らなきゃいけない。
I don't think the ghost ship will ever appear if you don't learn to like the ocean a bit. Just then Chisa flew into the air from the center of the bay. Below her, a dolphin came leaping up too.
あー、高い高い。
Ah, it's the boy. Riding Finn, or rather being made to ride Finn, Chisa was flung into the air. They both fell back into the water.
びっくりした。
Emily was holding her chest, shocked at the sight of those two bursting out of the serene waters.
くら、やりすぎよ、九太郎。可愛いこぶってごまかしおって。観光客がチヤホヤするもんだから、すっかりお調子者だよ。キュキュ
Finn dived deep, trying to lead Chisa down, but she couldn't resist. She dove in after.
あのイルカ、まるでチサの居場所がわかるみたい。昨日もいたでしょ、一緒に。
It's not like he knows. He does know.
どうやって？
By sound, apparently.
ん？
You know Chisa's shell necklace? When she dives in, she can hear the sound it makes. Dolphins have very good hearing. No matter how far he is, if he hears that sound, he comes to play. And of course, Chisa keeps that necklace on to let Finn know where she is.
南国ファッションかと思ってた。
I can't take it anymore. I jumped up, and when I started taking out my shirt, Emily had her face behind her hands.
何？
But I was just wearing regular underwear. I took out my shoes and socks, ran down the beach, still in my pants, and jumped into the water. Ah, that feels good.
ドキドキした。
Emily seemed quite shocked. Emily, you should come in too. The water is nice and cool. Feels great.
やだ、私泳げないもん。
Ah, you're fine. The water is really shallow, so it should only come up to your knees. Your coach won't even get wet.
わね、ひろき。おり
Alright, you asked for it. While Chisa and I had our water fight, Finn swam around us happily. Emily sat alone on the beach and watched.
何よ、自分たちだけ楽しそうにしちゃって。私だってこのくらいなら。
And this is where I'll stop for today. If you are enjoying this video, please leave a like, comment what you think so far, and maybe subscribe to the channel if you haven't. If you want to watch more of this visual novel, please take a look at the playlist down below, and if you want to watch other ones, please check more in my channel. Thank you, and take care.